UBC News Tonight is coming to you live from the Now Avenue. A very good evening and welcome once again. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha. Welcome to UBC News Tonight today on the 30th of June 2024. Halfway through the month, halfway through the year. And we start off today with Buramba Primary Schools in Ishaka Municipality that have seen an increase. I beg your pardon. So Buramba Primary School in Ishaka Municipality saw its enrollment dropped by 50% after a tragic thunderstorm that claimed 8 lives and injured 20 others. The disaster that occurred in 2014 instilled fear among parents, prompting them to transfer their children to other schools and also fearing another calamity that could endanger their lives. Oko reports. Buramba Primary School in Ishaka Municipality was struck by a thunderstorm that tragically resulted into the death of 8 pupils and left 20 others injured in 2014.
I was in my office here, so we had a thunderstorm sound. Then after like 5 minutes, I had an alarm outside. Then I went there, we found some of the runners were injured and others died instantly.
After that tragic incident, the school lost 50% of its population.
At the time when the incident took place, we had about 250 runners. But after the incident, the enrollment dropped to 100.
After 5 years of declining enrollment, African Center for Lightning and Electromagnetic Network supported the school with lightning arresters to prevent further calamities from occurring.
Now the school is protected and we are still looking ahead to keep on talking to the parents, to the runners, sensitizing them to learn more about lightning. This is a danger that has not been talked about. It is a silent killer. It kills very many people and no one is bothered to talk about it.
The aid from the African Center for Lightning and Electronic Network resulted in an improvement in the school's population by restoring trust among parents.
They feared not to be killed by the same incident, so they dropped out of the school. But after the installation of the lightning arresters by a group of people called the Acrenet, runners started to come back.
Meanwhile, Ishaka Municipal Council passed bylaws mandating the installation of lightning arresters in all public facilities within the municipality.
Of course, it's already also government policy that any new structure of government, like a classroom, halls, dormitories cannot be built. Neither the plans can be approved without given occupational permit without arresters. We also get funding from the ministry, even for schools that do not have arresters. They can also still be catered for and they are provided.
Besides that, the bylaws also mandate school-going children to wear shoes while at school.
In this incident, we realized that almost all the children lost their lives were barefooted, and we noted that those who had some rubber and other shoes on them were able to survive with bands, meaning that if several did not have shoes, would have lost more than the number we lost.
This was revealed during the commemoration of the death of 8 learners who were killed by thunderstorm in Buramba Primary School in Ishaka Municipality in 2014. Joseph Oko compiled this report. Uganda's capital city is home to over 1.5 million residents. Situated on a series of hills and surrounded by wetlands, the city's unique topography significantly influences its drainage system. Now, Kampala's drainage network includes natural channels, man-made channels or drains, and a series of wetlands that act as natural buffers against floods. However, due to climate change and encroachment on wetland areas, the drainage channels in Kampala cannot accommodate the overflowing waters on a good rainy day, equally with man's encroachment on the drainage system. Take a look as Emyooga reports.
It is to a fact that Kampala city accommodates more than 2 million people on a working day. The increased number of dwellers has forced encroachment on its natural resources. When it rains, the city experiences frequent and severe flooding, particularly in low-lying areas. This is largely due to rapid urbanization, poor waste management, and the degradation of natural water channels. The flooding in Kampala is driven by several key factors, including the rapid, unplanned urban growth that has led to the encroachment on wetlands and the construction of buildings in flood-prone areas. This reduces the land's natural ability to absorb rainfall. The poor waste management and improper disposal of waste blocks drainage channels, causing water to overflow into streets in residential areas.
In 2016-2017, KCCA developed what is called the Kampala Drainage Master Plan. This was funded by the World Bank, of course a loan secured by government, and the master plan is very clear. The master plan addresses issues of the various types of drainage channels. We have the primary channels. These are the biggest channels, like Nachifubo, like Nalukorongo, like Kansanga. There are about 8 of them, primary channels. Now, there are channels which feed into the primary channels, and these are called secondary channels. An example, when you see Rugby, which we have re-engineered, it is a primary channel. When you look at Nakamilo, which is feeding into Rugby, it's a secondary channel.
This is Lubiji drainage, one of the most critical drainage channels in Kampala and one of the city's major wetlands, serving as a vital flood control mechanism. However, it has faced significant challenges over the years. Encroachment by settlements, industrial waste, and siltation has severely compromised Lubiji's ability to manage flood waters. This has led to frequent and severe flooding in areas such as Waisi and Kalere, causing extensive damage to property and infrastructure.
For example, we may actually have cleared a culvert. You come during the day, you peep there, there is nothing. Now when it rains, after rain and you look there, you find there pampas, you find there banana peels, you find there vera, everything coming from up where garbage has been now dumped and comes into drainage channels. I want to ask the people and the citizens of Kampala, let's manage our solid waste responsibly. We shouldn't dump it anywhere because it will help us also to manage floods.
In response to these challenges, the Kampala Capital City Authority, KCCA, has undertaken several interventions to improve the Lubiji drainage system and mitigate flooding in Kampala, including infrastructure improvements, expanding and upgrading the drainage infrastructure to increase their capacity to handle heavy rainfall. While significant progress has been made, the fight against flooding in Kampala is ongoing.
We've put new culverts, we've cleared upstream and downstream, and another one at Soyabunga doing exactly the same things. We wanted to overcome flooding in these areas because of El Nino, the great rains that have been happening in these areas. There's been some flooding, but now that is history. We've taken care of that, and we are very thankful that government has enabled us to invest in the roads and the drainages.
CCA continues to explore innovative solutions such as the integration of green infrastructure and improved urban planning to create a more resilient city. Justin Nakami, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Justin Nakami. Hoima city leaders and stakeholders in the region have petitioned the Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, through the National Vice Chairperson of PLU, Chairman Nwajira Michael Kaguta, for the establishment of a public university in the Bunyoro sub-region. Now, the request was made during a Thanksgiving event for the Bunyoro sub-region PLU at Boma Grounds in Hoima City. As Justin Nakami reports, the leaders highlighted the urgent need for a public university to provide affordable education and skilled labor opportunities for the locals.
Bunyoro is one of the 3 major sub-regions in the country without a public university, alongside Karamoja in Bugisu. This has hindered many locals, especially from average families, from attaining higher education. Against this backdrop, the leadership of the Bunyoro sub-region, particularly from Hoima, during a PLU Thanksgiving ceremony at Boma Grounds, presented their petition to the CDF, General Kyomugisha, urging him to influence the government to establish a public university in Hoima.
Nitusabangu mwakinolojinge uniqueness ya Bunyoro kurorango mutwe tuli special nebisibwe byetu ebiri unique habakuba tukiagonza affirmative action habintu ebindi nokira muna amataka land ownership and use ebyo kusoma ebyo bwamezi nebintu ebindi Bunyoro still needs affirmative action.
The Lord Mayor of Hoima City emphasized the crucial need for a public university, stating that it would provide education for the natives and enable locals to benefit from skilled labor opportunities in the oil, airport and stadium projects currently under construction.
Been operating without a public university, but although at a later time the king requested Gulu and brought Gulu University to operate here. But it has been a cry for the people.
He also cited other challenges hindering the development of Hoima City.
We don't have road unit to make sure, like other districts, to make sure we maintain our roads. So we are depending on borrowing from our neighbors, but sometimes we find they are working and we can't wait. So, and our budget, sometimes we find that we spend money on hiring.
The Bishop-elect of Bunyoro Chitara, Jacob Atweliho, who led the Thanksgiving procession, urged the people of Hoima to live and protect their country and conserve the environment. He discouraged construction in wetlands.
Otrantu tugonze ihanga lyaitu tugonzanga n'enkabantu tugonze bimera tugonze bisoro tugonze bisaru tugonze the environment kandi turapina mutima gugonza ki ihanga lyaitu.
The National Vice Chairman, Michael Wajira, who represented the Chief of Defense Forces, General Kyomugisha, rallied the Hoima locals to support the core values of NRM. He urged the locals of Hoima to vote for individuals who would develop their region, given the opportunities presented by Kabalega Airport and the oil industry in the region.
Government eje kiruho kandi yone kitambuzi hangajyo maiso neyenda abantu bagira obusinge abantu bagira entasya abukuba byona President Museveni byona bikozeri imumuru mogwanyu no kureba ngo mwamwongerayo mu maiso.
The day concluded with various NUP members crossing over to the patriotic village of Uganda.
In more stories, the 3 days working tour for Greater Masaka by Prime Minister Robert Nabanja have ended this Sunday with the Public National Farmers Mobilization Expo in Chanamkama in Bokoto Central, Masaka District. In Masaka, the Premier has been in company of the former Vice President of Uganda, His Excellency Edward Chwanuka Sekandi, as you're about to witness.
Minister Robin Nabanja's 3 days working tour in Greater Masaka sub-region, which started on Friday 28th June 2024 from Rwengo District, has ended from Masaka District. This Sunday, the Premier's National Farmers Mobilization Expo has been in Chanamukaka, Masaka District.
Under Coffee Development Authority, abantu baffe twabaletedde kaawa. Banye ku kaawa bawulire kaawa wavudde
mu bana ye Museveni
mama ono kaawa wo
neyanziza ngende mpulire eddekende bana ye Museveni akawamba mama asimye.
She was in company of ministers Chevne Haruna Kasolo and Bwino Kyakulaga, Vice Chairperson NRM for Buganda Godfrey Chwanda Subi, and members of Parliament.
Mugateko okulunda enkoko naddala ez'amagi kubanga nayo bizinesi ekola ate akatale ak'amagi weekali.
Kusaba otwongeremu amaanyi. Waliwo programu ya NADS nga batugabira emmwanyi n'ensigo endala. Ne programu ebadde yayimirira. Ate ennaku zino abantu baffe bapiikinze nnyo okulima kuba balabye obulungi obuli mu kulima.
Emyooga tugenda zongeramu buli mwaka tugenda kwongera miliyoni 22 zisobole okugasa abantu baffe. Enkulaakulana endala bannange egenda kujja. Kasita mutulaba Maama Prime Minister tukwebaza. Bino byonna tebyabeeranga eno. Twabiwuliranga eyo mu site Masaka ng'oluusi gye bikoma naye kaakati biri wano.
The former Vice President of Uganda, also the son of the soil, Edward Kiwanuka II, graced the expo.
Era nkwebaza ebyonna byokoze mu program eno gye watandikako eddako naye ate kaakati eri wano ekyannamukaaka eri wano Bukoto Central. Tukwebaza nnyo era tetulina doubt yonna mu ggwe. Era naffe tujja kukukwatirako buli kintu osobole okubiyita mu bulungi ate okwate nakani duuti endala ate ey'okuyamba Pulezidenti Museveni kubanga naye agenda kwongera kutulabirira. Nolwekyo nkwebaza nnyo nkwebaliza ddala.
Later, the leader of government business in Parliament addressed the gathering.
Kyatukosezza expo ekirala kulaba nga tubaleetera exhibitors abantu abalina ebintu bino bye mukozesa kubanga tulina okulwanisa ebintu bya fake ku katale. Mukimanyi ebimu bye mukozesa fake, the fake inputs on the market. Tekyatukosezza wano mulabe nti ebintu ebyo nammwe mubiraba ebirungi.
Message during such events is mainly about improving livelihoods of communities.
Akati twagala mwongere nnyo mu kulima, buli muntu yenyigire mu kulima, naddala abavubuka mwenyigire mu kulima. Sensasi yalaze nti abavubuka muli bangiko. Tubasaba mwenyigire mu kulima. Okulima mukulekedde abakadde. Mwagala ndogwa mugenda mu PDM ojeyo akakadde ka ssente ogenda okulemu endokwa twazirabye muno mweziri.
This expo was dominated by outcries arising from land wrangles.
Mukirabye tubadde tulina ebizibu by'ettaka, naye ebizibu by'ettaka bisinga kuva mu famire zammwe nga RDC bwe yakyogedde. Katusaba bakama bammwe, bataata bammwe, bajjajja okubalungamya ate mulekera okugabanyagabanya ettaka. Waliwo
Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Robert Onyango. Now, State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, has urged all Ugandans to have their land surveyed and titled to enhance their wealth potential and also contribute to the country's development. Mayanja made this appeal while addressing members of the Lions Club of Uganda at a welcome dinner for the newly elected governor of District 411B, Benon Katate.
And continue to pledge that I will serve you the best of my ability.
State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, says land surveying and titling have the potential to stimulate wealth creation by improving landowners' creditworthiness and boosting the country's gross domestic product. Speaking at a dinner held at Silver Springs Hotel Golobi, Kampala, in honor of the governor-elect Benon Katate and his spouse, Mayanja emphasized that ensuring land is surveyed and titled remains the most effective strategy against land grabbing.
Buganda is the richest area because the entire Buganda is surveyed and titled. And when I was checking, I found that now the other rich areas of Uganda which are coming have all been surveyed and titled. Surveying and titling pursues, I think wealth pursues surveying and titling.
He specifically encouraged Lions Club members to leverage their influence and versatility in educating communities about eliminating poverty and achieving prosperity through land surveying and registration.
And the international monetary system is based on surveying and titling. The richer the country, the greater the extent of their titling and surveying. And the international financial system is based on that.
Former Minister for Test Affairs, who is also the immediate Lions International District 411B, Governor Christine Amongin, also highlight the importance of increasing Lions Club membership to strengthen their capacity in supporting vulnerable communities. Outgoing Governor, Lions Club of Uganda, Dr. Stanley Babikire, commended Lions Club members for their initiative in environmental protection, including tree planting and efforts to address childhood cancer through health campaigns. Katate's appointment as Governor of District 411B, Uganda, was confirmed during the recent Lions Club International Convention held in Melbourne, Australia. Katate, who succeeds Dr. Stanley Babikire as the Governor, is to serve for 1 year term.
$1 million to support the feeding of children in the Karamoja region. Children there, lack food and sometimes miss school. They don't attend school. And when food is available, they attend school. So in this regard, we feel we cannot be able to deliver this food to the whole of Karamoja. And so we are partnering with the World Food Program to go on the ground. It has the logistics, it has the people and the skills to deliver this food to the children of Karamoja.
There are close to 56 Lions Club in Uganda with close to 2,000 members, part of the 1.3 million members worldwide. Their efforts to recruit more in a campaign dubbed 1.5 Million Lions Campaign. Robert Katamba and Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
In more news tonight, MK Blessed Family has held a meeting in Butalija district aimed at reinforcing the importance of cooperatives as a tool for community development. The MK Blessed Family has been traveling nationwide, educating and encouraging communities to form cooperatives to achieve collective economic growth. Take a look.
The Assistant RDC Butalija, Richard Kasozi, says their office has reported significant progress in cooperative formation, with 44 cooperatives already established in the district.
Of course, as RDC's office, we make a report. When we go to the field, we make a report, and that report goes up to citizen number one. The challenges they've brought forward, I know they will be addressed. Some of them, some of them are natural challenges. We may not have much to do with them, but those that can be managed, I believe they will be handled.
The meeting underscored the successes and challenges faced by these cooperatives, providing valuable insights for future initiatives.
So far with the Blessed Family, our aim is to bring people together for common issues, like we have poverty, but as per now we have to struggle to see that poverty, we eliminate it through coming together with different minds, so that we come together and we have one solution.
Butalija has become a pivotal district in the cooperative movement, setting an example for others to follow. The spokesperson, MK Blessed Family Solidarity Uganda, Waira Musa Sakiri, highlighted the severe challenges faced by farmers in northern Uganda, particularly drought and flooding.
We just appeal the government to facilitate, for facilitation, because all we are doing, we are just doing in our effort, our own effort. We pull out money in those little things we do that can bring it, that can bring money to us, and we invest in these programs. So we just call the government to support Blessed Family as an organization which is leading this action of forming cooperatives in the entire country.
An appeal was made to the government for targeted interventions, including better infrastructure and education for farmers in regions like Gulu, Kitgum and the Acholi sub-region.
Ask government to help us, to help us some like transport, just to move one to another is also a problem. We have no tents we can stay in the sunshine because we are many.
Currently, the organization relies on its limited resources to fund its programs. The meeting emphasized the transformative power of education. The MK Blessed family plans to continue their outreach efforts, moving from district to spread awareness and knowledge about cooperatives. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Sudat Kaye, the Director of Education Standards in the Ministry of Education and Sports. Francis Atima has stated that the ongoing inspection of boarding facilities will continue until schools comply with the minimum boarding requirements. She revealed this after inspecting Ibunba's Girls' School and Iganga's Boys' School in Eastern Uganda.
On April 19, 2024, a circular from the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education and Sports was sent to all schools, indicating that an inspection exercise would be carried out this term. However, the directive appears to have been disregarded by most of the schools we visited.
Yeah, I would like to inform all the other head teachers that they have an opportunity. They've given them a tool, a compliance tool in advance, and we pray that they use this opportunity before we come for the next phase to put things together. Because now, at this point in time, we may not have so much mercy, given that they had an opportunity and time.
At Ibunba's Girls' Secondary School in Iganga District, the inspection team had visited 3 days prior to the visit by the Director of Education Standards. Despite this, the triple-decker beds were still in use. Dormitory congestion was at its peak with hardly any space between the beds. Suitcases were parked on top of each other and litter was everywhere, indicating non-compliance with the directive.
The secondary school we visited, you could clearly see that since the time of inspection, nothing has been done. Because according to the report, the inspectors had already raised the issue of having a very dirty environment and many others, and even today, that's exactly what we found out.
Francis Atima expressed disappointment at the lack of compliance with the boarding requirements, but reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to enforce these standards. She warned that schools found to be non-compliant will not reopen.
They shouldn't think that we have stopped. It's going to be a continuous process, and we are going to sustain this exercise. So it's really my request and prayer that they work on all the compliance areas, the areas that need to be improved on.
On a positive note, some schools like Iganga Boys' School are complying. It was evident that most of the beds were double-deckers. The school had a functional sick bay with an enrolled medic. Cooking was done with briquettes. Sanitation was at its peak. Windows were secure without burglars. Notably, the school charges only 780,000 Uganda shillings as a boarding fee. Additionally, Mrs. Atima visited Butagere Primary School in Kamuli to investigate the reasons behind the beating of 2 schoolgirls, as seen in the viral video circulating on social media.
And I would like to thank the authorities and the police who swiftly took action. So we have been informed that both the head teacher and the askari were arrested.
Crispus, Arinitwe, UBC News.
State Minister for Youth and Children Affairs, Balam Bargahar, is challenging parents in Teso sub-region to support children in growing their talents. Balam says that such nurturing develops children mentally, and physically through increased attention span and quick decision making. This he said during a sports day event at Teso Primary School in Soroti, where State Minister for Fisheries Helena Doe rooted for patriotism spirit development from childhood. Beg your pardon.
Yellow, blue, red.
What you see these children doing is called color identification.
Yellow.
Failure to clearly identify their colors leads to elimination, a process used to ascertain the winning and losing houses. 4 houses are participating, and it is not just for fun, but for learning and child development.
It builds their
thinking ability. It also builds their confidence. It also encourages them to be united.
The next group of competitors is subjected to a plate balancing exercise. It is equally not for fun, but for mental and physical development.
Nobody can just come from anywhere and begin balancing. You have to be trained, you have to attain that skill.
From mental to physical development, the performance by these pupils forms a breeding ground for physical fitness and patriotism.
Somebody starts admiring and wanting to be a policeman tomorrow, a soldier tomorrow, sports, these are athletes that go to different places. A child will have confidence that if I can run now, I can run anywhere.
To witness these indicators is the State Minister for Youth and Children Affairs, Balam Marugahara, ushered in by his colleague minister, Helen Adoa.
Because normally children relate with teachers, but when someone comes from government as a minister and you talk to them and tell them don't smoke, don't drink, don't abuse teachers, love your country, that is what makes children happy.
So their confidence makes these children talented. Their confidence that they get in a sports day like this makes them even identify they are professionals.
Minister Balam wants parents to support children in developing their talents.
Investing in education is not regrettable. It is a blessing to the country, and she is making the leaders of tomorrow, the leaders who will work with the next government. And I want to thank the President for his education program and Mama Janet for the proper programs.
Patriotism and child development remain top on the government's agenda, which both ministers say will go on. Henry Okrut, UBC.
The resident district representative, Kasangati Town Council Frank Chaze, says that the solution to the corruption pandemic is turning to God. This was during a Thanksgiving Mass to mark 40 years of St. Kizito Chisigula Sub-Parish, Bunamwaya. Take a look.
The RDC Kasangati Tisin Wachiso District Frank Chaze and a resident to Motundwe Chisigula Parish, while speaking at St. Kizito Chisigula Sub-Parish, reiterated the need for Ugandans to refrain from the evil of material gain, saying that this is responsible for the increase in corruption and theft of public resources.
Most of the people tend to change goalposts simply because of material things. If only we could stick to what we believe in, with the values, and we promote the values of what we believe in, that is the only way to go.
The parish priest, St. Javira Bunamwaya Catholic Parish, Reverend Father Francis Semudu, while leading the Mass in celebration of 40 years of St. Kizito Chisigula Sub-Parish Bunamwaya, proclaimed wisdom to the congregation with reciting the biblical 40 years.
The Jews spent 40 years as we are traveling from Egypt to the Promised Land. Jesus spent 40 days in the desert fasting. So 40 is very symbolic in the Christian meaning. And I'm informing and telling the Christians of Chisigula Sub-Parish, St. Kizito, that as you celebrate 40 years of Christianity of our Sub-Parish, always remain faithful, united, work hard.
Father Semudu says the issue of corruption should not point fingers onto the leaders or higher officers alone, but put blame to the entire moral fabric in society.
You know, many times we think of other people as thieves. First of all, before we blame others, first think of yourself, first look at yourself and see how you use your funds, the position you hold in the community.
Father Semudu contributed 2 million shillings towards the completion of St. Kizito Chisigula Sub-Parish. The Assistant Commissioner at the Ministry of Works and Transport and Chairperson Building Committee of St. Kizito Chisigula Sub-Parish, Engineer Betty Nabosa Kajumba, applauded Christians and all God-loving people for the generosity which he says has enabled the construction to roofing level.
God willing, we will be able to roof it.
The roof will be done. We have been able to get around 30 million, 16 in pledges, then 13 is cash. And with that 30 million, if we add with the 40 million we are having, and the more contributions which will come after.
The area Member of Parliament, David Serukenya, reassured Machindya Sabagaba residents of their safety against the planned evictions by the National Environment Management Authority.
Machindya Sabagaba got money from World Bank to make a tunnel. To make a tunnel that separates Ndeje and Masaka. So when they got that money, they never got money to compensate the people in that area. So they want to use the advantage of NEMA to chase people, which is not right. Because the places which are affected are gazetted. That place is not gazetted. And I'm here to tell my people, this is a municipality program for building a tunnel.
According to the fundraising committee, Sanchez Tochisigula Sub-Parish still needs 130 million shillings to complete roofing and another 200 million shillings to carry out the finishes.
Human-wildlife conflict results to both destruction of life and properties, and elephants have been identified by locals as the most destructive problem animal. In Noya district, locals have devised an effective local remedy, the smelly organic repellent, to drive elephants away from their gardens. Take a look.
Elephants can never come to this garden again. After years of suffering from crop raids by elephants from Masaka Falls National Park, this community had to think beyond the box and devise a local solution. The organic repellent concocted locally at home is an effective remedy to crop raids. I came all the way to Gotafoyo sub-county in Noya district, northern Uganda, to tell you about the smelly organic repellent. This group of wildlife scouts came up with a unique local remedy which has been hailed as one of the most effective remedies for problem animals. Bosco Opera is the aid scout in this sub-county.
Make a community a dugina one lobo car, wa penyu in paro, kitme tiu quere, a duka no me no, racho berutie, bear berutie, chopole wa no bear.
The concoction is made up of different recipes. First, the neem leaves together with the ginger, garlic and onions are smashed and boiled. Still on fire, red pepper is added to the solution before cow dung and eggs mixed separately is later added to the solution to make the repellent. After sieving, it is kept in an airtight container for 2 weeks before it can either be sprinkled on crops or tied in bottles round the garden to allow it drip. The longer it ferments, the best outcome.
So each one of these ingredients plays a very significant role. Eggs is to faster fermentation and produce ammonia gas. Ginger, it is partly and partial of herbicides. It fights a lot in fungi. Neem leaves, that is a natural herbicide. Cooking oil, it helps in bonding. This recipe can take long on the leaves. Garlic is to accelerate the smell. An elephant can smell it from far. Onion, fermentation, it's very perfect. If you smell a rotten onion, you may not like it again, you will not repeat it. Cow dung, very important. There is no animals that accept to eat its own dung. It will never happen.
According
to locals here, the repellent is a pesticide and fertilizer. Emmanuel Okele, Community Conservation Ranger attached to Masaka Falls National Park, says the repellent has played a significant role in reducing crop raids.
It has really helped, and we really applaud them for that.
Mass production has, however, been altered due to the high cost of ingredients and the departure of organizations like Wild Aid that supported the production of this repellent. Opera wants government to invest in organic repellent.
One would tell one no, Dano will, Dano mirror, where Chamani, Dano Vialigitica go and a chin, would take a medical job gonna wide don't pay.
About 20% of what elephants add to their diet contains crops raided from community gardens. Over the years, Uganda Wildlife Authority has also intensified measures for wildlife conservation, including erecting electric fences for physical exclusion and incorporating community wildlife scouts, many of whom are reformed poachers to help rangers. The scouts are tasked with reducing human-wildlife conflict and reporting cases of wildlife attacks on the communities. The Uganda Wildlife Act also provides for revenue sharing. When tourists pay park entrance fees, 20% is set aside to benefit park-adjacent communities. Oyam District Speaker is however disappointed that most affected villages are not listed among beneficiaries of the scheme.
The people who have lost their crops in terms of hundreds of acres, they have not been given even 1 cup of maize or of the grains that they have lost in the garden.
A study by the Wildlife Conservation Society states that Uganda today has over 7,000 elephants.
So we need to fight as a team. We are there. Listen to us. We are the technical people. We are guiding you. Please help us.
A concerted effort towards coexistence strategies is required to minimize human-wildlife conflicts. Eddie Olwa, UBC News.
The Uganda National Oil Company, UNOC, is wholly owned by the government of Uganda and was established to safeguard and promote Uganda's commercial interests in the petroleum sector. UNOC has 2 subsidiaries, the Uganda Refinery Holding Company URHC, which will hold a 40% stake in the 60,000 barrel per day refinery and manage the development of Kabalega Industrial Park, and the National Pipeline Company Limited, NPC, in charge of pipelines, storage, and downstream business ventures. This subsidiary holds 15% interest in the East African Crude Oil Pipeline, ECOP. ECOP is a 1,445-kilometer long pipeline that will transport crude oil through 10 districts in Uganda to the port of Tanga in Tanzania. UNOC is also actively engaged in crude oil exploration, development, and production activities, and its participation role includes a 15% stake in the Tilenga, Nwoya, and Bulisa, and Kingfisher development projects, Chikure. UNOC also holds the exploration license for Kasuruban Block in Hoima, Bulisa, and Masindi. UNOC currently owns and manages the Ginger Storage Terminal and will build a 320 million litre capacity terminal in MPG called the Kampala Storage Terminal. At UNOC, we're harnessing the potential of Uganda's petroleum resources, forging a sustainable future and preserving the natural beauty of Uganda. UNOC, your partner in Uganda's oil and gas industry.
Amanya gange nze Namtebi Sharon nga nkolera wano wennyini Masaka Kirombe oba Makindye. Empangula gye nawanguddemu ssente mbadde nga nkozesa mobile money nga nsindika school fees w'omwana ku ssomero. Okutegeera nti mpangudde nze mutima neegambye nti kambalinde bamale okujja ndyoke nzikirize nti mpangudde. Kyennyinza okubagamba nti si byabafere weewaawo abafere gye bali naye ennamba eri emu yokka era bw'eba ekukubidde omanye eyo si yabafere. Mpulira bulungi nnyo era ndi musanyufu nnyo. Naye MTN mobile money mbebaza nnyo mwebale nnyo mwebalire.
Together we're unstoppable.
Once upon a time, there lived identical twins who gave birth to beautiful princes and princesses.
Their mothers gave their babies' bodies a lot of care by applying on their skin with baby Junior jelly.
Though dried detergents and everyone would admire their glowing skin. Fun fact, baby Junior prevents diaper rash, dry and sensitive skin.
Moms all over Africa love baby Junior jelly. Baby Junior's the skin. No more worries anymore. Baby Junior.
Baby Junior.
What is a dream? What does it mean to you? To her? To them? It's time we dare to dream anew. Dream bigger, better, bolder. Let's dare to dream of tomorrow, today, of someday, of the hope that comes with change, of a change that transforms lives. That glimmer in your eyes, the prospect of maybe, of all the hopes that we carry. It's the promise of enjoyments, co-enjoyments for you and your mates. A dream keeps us going. It's the one thing that drives us, inspires us, motivates us. One goal, one hope, one dream. With the Uganda National Lottery, your dream can become a reality. Bigger is here. What's your one thing?
Hi, my name is Rachel Nduhutiri and I am a Ugandan actress and the winner of the Africa Monologue Challenge 2023. Now, thanks to your immense support, the Africa Monologue Challenge Season 2 is coming to Uganda between July 25th and August 20th. Africa Monologue Challenge is looking for passionate Ugandan storytellers to take part in a Pan-African short film that will showcase Uganda to the rest of the world. To be a part of this, all you have to do is weave a captivating narrative that captures Uganda's cultural heritage while fostering connections between 10 diverse individuals from 10 African countries. This short film will be shared to over 50 film festivals. Now, to find information on the AMC 2024 finalists, visit www.africamonologue.com. Please submit your short script, which should be 10 pages for a short film between 10 to 15 minutes, to africamonologue@gmail.com before 30th June 2024. Now, let's talk about rewards. The selected script will have the writer's full name in the end credits. You will get a chance to collaborate with amazing filmmakers from all over the world. You will get a small token for your creativity and you remain with full ownership of your script. Let's work together to create a Pan-African film that will echo African stories throughout the world.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. And in our business stories, Emyooga savings and credit cooperative circles have been urged to prioritize gradual growth than being so over-ambitious that can land them into financial constraints. While embarking on Emyooga beneficiaries exchange visit in 28 constituencies in the 12 districts of the Kabarole zone, Emyooga intervention has delivered hope of a shaped economic future of the beneficiaries, especially in governance.
Realizing economic transformation in the 68% homestead countrywide is a journey that President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has walked, with a financial stand extended to the 18 Emyooga categories per constituency to actualize job and wealth creation. Nakate Florence is a resident and a member of Mwende Municipality Veterans Emyooga Sacco, who opened her doors to financial growth through direct production by using a 1.5 million shillings fund she received under a Emyooga program.
And I topped up 700,000 and I bought this cow when it was 8 months about to produce.
Nakate's trek to prosperity is equally a result of applying manure generated from cattle to support her banana plantation and other agriculture fields.
I benefited by getting milk from these cows because I sell that milk. A litre it is 1,000 and I get 8 litres per day.
Nakate is not alone in the success basket of Emyooga. The performance of many municipality persons with disability SACCO is equally impressive, not only to members but also to the area resident commissioner, Festus Bandeba.
Success stories will end up in very good yields, whereby our SACCOs will actually, the future of our SACCOs is so good. And I appreciate the NRM government.
The bigger the numbers in SACCOs, the better for the SACCO, if they have integrity. If you are given the responsibility, you must ensure you perform to the expectations of those who have chosen you to lead them, because you are leaders.
Despite the progress, the microfinance zonal manager for Kabalole, Emmanuel Mboga, has advised Emyooga SACCOs to prioritize gradual growth.
SACCOs that are still very young should not ambiguously recruit highly educated people because their cash flow are still low to pay expensive workers.
The exchange visit has also been extended to Bunyangabu Beekeepers Cooperative, which is equipped with apiculture skills.
We focus on youth because youth, they easily adjust to the modern ways of beekeeping practices.
Emyooga visiting team from Kampala during the peer-to-peer learning exercise, Emyooga beneficiaries testify of a jovial future.
Inside their homes, it is very, very nice of now. So we thank the President of Uganda
for initiating Emyooga.
We have studied about increasing our share capital, which is the base for all the cooperatives and circles.
The team also visited other thriving savings and credit cooperatives in the region, including Rwenzori Diocese Sacco and Chihindo Tukwatanize, among others.
The Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda was established by the Government of Uganda with a mandate to pay depositors a protected limit of 10 million Uganda shillings in the event that their financial institution is closed by Bank of Uganda. Accordingly, depositors of the closed Mercantile Credit Bank Limited are hereby informed that DPF has commenced payment through mobile money to individual account holders whose account balances were 1 million Uganda shillings or less. Please note that to receive payment through mobile money, the name in your national identification card must perfectly match with that registered against your mobile money number. Payment of individual account holders whose deposits were above 1 million Uganda shillings but up to 10 million Uganda shillings who submitted accurate national identification numbers shall commence on Monday the 1st of July 2024 and shall be made through Stanbic Bank Lugogo branch. Depositors should go to the bank after receipt of an SMS notification. Please present your valid original national ID to the bank. Company, joint and trust account holders are required to start submitting their details to the Deposit Protection Fund with effect from Monday 8th July 2024 to allow verification before payment. Visit our website www.dpf.or.ug for more information about the requirements. Please note that payment of the protected deposits to all categories of depositors listed above shall be made less any outstanding loans or any other obligations to the bank. Payment of deposit amounts in excess of the protected limit of 10 million Uganda shillings shall be handled by Bank of Uganda in line with Section 105 of the Financial Institutions Act 2004 as amended. For any inquiries, please contact DPF on +256 312 206 400 or WhatsApp on 0709 015 012 or email info@dpf.or.ug.
I like to stay fresh. You wanna come preach, I'll be my get lighting. Lighting. I did make a lighting up.
Still watching UBC News Tonight. In our sports stories, International Olympic Committee member William Blake has advised parents to interest their children into sport, not as a pastime, but rather for a big-time career and profession. He was at Grand Maria School GMS in Nabingo, where Uganda continued to celebrate the Olympics week.
The Trinity College Nabingo Playground has witnessed one of its best ever sports events with the hosting of the 2024 Grand Maria School GMS Sports Day.
We train a holistic child here at GMS, and today is our sports gala, and it's been a fun-filled day with lots of fun activities, both for the parents and for the children.
It was a fun-filled occasion that had pomp and excitement as the learners contested in several disciplines that purposely aim at interesting them in big-time sports.
The reason as to why I take part in sports is because it's so fun and it makes me happy. It helps me in leisure and helps refresh my mind.
The occasion was graced by International Olympic Committee member William Blick, who preached sport to parents and not as a pastime to the children, but as a big-time career and profession.
I'm very happy to be here at Grand Maria School. I was invited by my friend Cyrus Mwanga, who is the proprietor. As you know, Cyrus is a table tennis player, a national champion, African champion. So when someone of sports calls you, you know it is something good. Most importantly for me, we're celebrating Olympic Day week. And these are part of the celebrations where we have young kids engaging in sport and enjoying themselves. So I'm here at GMS to support the school. We're looking for talent. We're here to inspire and motivate parents and kids into sport.
Blick was at the school sports day, during which the school's director Cyrus Mwanga reminded parents about holistic education. Cyrus Mwanga, who is a former elite table tennis player that in the 2000s won gold at the Africa University Games, has vowed to make GMS a sports powerhouse.
I am formerly a table tennis player. I played it at the highest level. I was a national champion, and I was also a gold medalist at the Africa University Games in South Africa. We do this sports day so that we can be able to pick out talent among the children who are in primary and nursery, because we know sports is the key to success. A sportsman earning from sports is better than almost any kind of employment. So during our sports day, we try to pull out the different talents in children.
To achieve this at the school to benefit Uganda in the long run, GMS will need partners like Airtel Uganda that has committed to contribute to the cause.
The sporting industry plays a vital role in uniting people, developing the talent of young Ugandans, and making sure that Uganda will continue to create a stock of players, of sportsmen that will develop this country.
The good news for the school is that parents here that must consent to have their children engage in sport are positive about the move.
Helping children do their sports enables them to be active, mentally, physically, and also to be happy, interact with others. It's so good, and parents should always engage their kids in activities like this. It helps them in growing up and being better kids and being happy.
There was participation in basic sports that emphasize running, hopping and jumping, which are the fundamentals on which a future athlete is built. There was also a motorbike racing competition which excited not only the youngsters but even parents. The school used the same occasion to recognize the endeavors of Brianna Muwanga Malaika, who represented Uganda and won the Little Miss Africa and is also Little Miss Uganda.
The second edition of the FUFA TV Cup is underway, with several schools already witnessing action. Take a look.
The tournament that has witnessed its third match day started on Friday, with Ndaje Senior Secondary School getting a 2-1 away victory over Mengo Senior Secondary School in the first leg.
Mixed feelings. We are happy to start off the FUFA traditional schools football game, but we have lost on home ground. So happy that we started, happy that our boys played, but a bit sad that we lost to a school, Ndaje, and at her home ground.
The two will meet again later to determine who progresses to the round of 32 in this tournament that is clustered to allow schools compete within regions at this stage.
The boys try to play some good football, which we are trying to teach them. So we believe there's few errors they've made here. We are going back, we have a week so that we are going to correct the errors the boys they've made in this game. So we believe in the return leg we shall have some good momentum to take the points, all the points, because we want to progress. That is the issue.
The tournament's official opening ceremony witnessed a game between Kibuli SS and Kolo High School that ended 1-1. In other round of 64 first leg games, St. Peter's College Toro beat Manjansi High School 3-2, Mpanga SS edged Nyakasura 2-1, while Lango College outclassed Dr. Obote College Boroboro by 3-1. In fixtures played on Sunday, Masaka SS and St. Charles Luanga Senior Secondary School Kasasa were inseparable in a scoreless draw, as was Gombe SS and King's College Budo. Gulu High School beat Kitgum High 1-0. Naumali defeated Dimbale SS 2-0, while Old Kampala bettered Kolo SS in a 4-2 goal thriller.
Walukuba Barbarians have emerged winners of the 5th edition of the Guinness Kigezi High Altitude Sevens Rugby Tournament that was hosted at the Kabale Main Stadium in Kabale Municipality. We have a detailed report on the story.
After a dove industrious and oftentimes illustrious performances, Walukuba Barbarians emerged winners of the Guinness Kigezi High Altitude Sevens Rugby Tournament. The Barbarians beat Ginger Hippos 20-12 in an Eastern Uganda derby that excited the crowd.
What made us emerge as winners? Because we're a team, we're there for each other. We started thinking of how we came here, where we came from, who we came to play for, because we loved it actually. It was from deep our hearts, but to sum it all, we played for each other. I think that's why we won and we were together, all of us.
The tournament is organized by Rams Rugby Football Club in collaboration with Kigezi Silverbacks and Kigezi Queens, with funding from Uganda Breweries Guinness brand.
We enjoyed the day. The games went on well. No injuries, no major injuries. So I believe the day was a success.
The tournament featured 12 men's teams and 4 women clubs, including some from Rwanda.
It is an annual tournament which involves East African teams. And the reason why we called it the Kigezi High Altitude Rugby Sevens is just because, you know, when you look at the map and the geography, Kigezi is placed at a slightly higher altitude than most of the districts in Uganda, about 2,000 degrees above the sea level. So that's why we call it the Kigezi High Altitude Rugby Sevens.
In the women's category, the Thunderbirds emerged as overall winners, with Comfort Aganyika being named top scorer and most valuable player. Some of the clubs in attendance were Cobs, Lions de Fa, Lady Swans, Ruamagana, Kamonyi Panthers, Naguru Homeboys and Toro Lions.
Uganda's best footballers from last season's Uganda Premier League have been decorated during a glamorous occasion at Sheraton Hotel, Kampala. We also have a detailed report from John Barnes Center.
The Pilsner StarTimes Uganda Premier League awards have been dominated by Sports Club Villa's 21-year forward Jonah Patrick Kakande, whose club won a record-extending 17th title. Kakande, who played 26 times and scored 9 goals with 4 assists, was named Most Valuable Player, was also Players' Player of the Season, and also on the League Team of the Season.
He took here 4 trophies and 1 main trophy. In the next season, he needs to put the higher task for himself.
The vote was conducted in such a way that 40% was from online voters, while 60% by a technical panel that recognized the Sports Club Villa coach Dusan Stojanovic as the best.
It was a huge competition up to end of the season. In the last game, up to last 25 minutes, 4 teams was fighting for the trophy.
The Uganda Premier League last season had 523 goals from 225 games, with Kampala Capital City Authority striker Mohamed Shaban the top scorer with 17 goals. Ronald Sekiganda, Ronald Oti and Crispus Kusima were the best midfielder, defender and goalkeeper respectively, while Yunus Sentami's goal for Vipers against Wakiso Giants was the best. Vipers was given the Fair Play Award, while Joseph Data, Nicholas Muere, Joel Serunjoji and Abraham Tusubira made the League's 11.
hour. Join me again at 10 p.m. for more news coming your way. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha. Stay tuned for more programming.